Your boy's rappelling down the side of this water tower. Ah, this is why I'm not a firefighter.
Go for it. 2359.
All right, guys, call I just got attached to. It's just titled a drunk person. Basically a caller calling in saying a subject's stumbling, can't get to his feet, and he's next to the roadway, so they're concerned for his safety. And now he's just like leaning up against one of the county buildings over here. So we will head over and check this out. Hey buddy, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody called in because they saw you kind of fidgeting around and everything. You're okay though? You just, what's that? The Oaks? Do you live over there? Okay, all right. Are you normally like this, like fidgety?
Yes.
Do you have Parkinson's or something like that? Okay. All right, look, as long as you're okay, somebody was concerned you were gonna maybe stumble into the road. They thought maybe you were drinking. All right. All right. Are you gonna head home now? Do you know him?
I don't think so. What's your name, sir?
He said he lives at the Oaks.
What's your name, my man?
Joe Newton.
Joe what? Damn familiar.
Then obviously it's a medical thing. Do you need any medical attention? Do you need the paramedics or anything?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Could you do us a favor and maybe start heading towards home, or not right out here by the main road? Because people keep calling about you. They think something's wrong. Fair enough?
Sound good.
All right, thumbs up. Whoop, 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 whoop. Come here. Oh,
Come on up.
there we go. All right. Are you sure you're okay? Because I don't feel like you are. Well, now the stones are moving out from under him. Can you stand
I'm
up?
behind you, man. I'm not gonna let you fall.
You want my shoes?
I don't think he... Should we just have FD come out?
Maybe probably be about it. Just stay seated there, okay, sir?
Yeah,
342 CD. Could you have FD meet us over here just to check the subject out? I think he's got a medical condition. Maybe he's a little out of it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
So we called FD for this guy. In fact, you can probably see them there in the frame coming around the corner, just to do a once over on this guy and check him out. He lives right around the block, and it looks like he's got, maybe Parkinson's or some sort of issue, but we want to just make sure it's not any more serious than that. And before we send him on his way or just give him a ride home. What's up, fellas? So we got a call, from somebody driving by. They thought he was drunk or, something, thought he was gonna fall into traffic. I mean, it looks like he's got Parkinson's or something along those lines. He can answer like a few of my questions, but it's hard to talk to him. He lived right around the corner here. So we were gonna kind of send him on his way, and originally he was sitting just a little further down on the stones where there's like nothing behind it. Right. And he started rocking, and then he took a tumble backwards. Like, he didn't hit his head or anything, but it just seemed like he was really kind of unsteady. So before we just either brought him home or left him, I wanted to, I got his ID here.
So if he checks out fine, you guys
yeah,
420 Bay, or?
Yeah, I could give him a ride over there if that's fine. But like when we picked him up to walk him over here, like he could barely walk.
John, do you have any medical complaints right now?
right, so we just finished up with that gentleman. It turned out so the paramedics told me, and I can't remember what the name is now, but it's a version of Parkinson's is why he was shaking like that. But in this version, I guess you have more cognitive skills or ability retention than with Parkinson's. They were able to ask him some questions and get him squared away. Obviously, you saw the part where he tumbled backwards. That's where, for me, the dividing line was to like, hey, let's go ahead and call paramedics, get them out here, give the once over type of thing, see if there's something more that they are familiar with than I would ever be, because he did just live right around the corner and I could have given him a ride home, but I wanted to know that they at least gave it the basic okay before I brought him home or left him to walk, because apparently, and later I found out from the store clerk there that he walks over to the store, he buys his groceries there, and that's where he had just come from, was the gas station. So he normally does get around on his own, but he seemed to be a little worse, you know, for wear at that time. After they checked him out and we knew everything was good, he got transported to the hospital. What I did, and I'm working on it right now here on the computer, is I just take a small report. It's called an FIR. It's a field interview report. And what this will do in this situation is allow us to document our contact with him and get him in the system of where we found him at, what the issues were. So then if an officer runs into him again, let's say he can't talk as well as he did this time, if we can get his ID, we can look in and we can have things with his medical alerts, an updated address for him, updated phone number, things like that. That way we can hopefully get him home, get him the assistance that he needs, because without that sort of stuff, sometimes we run into these cases where we don't know the background, we don't know the situation, we don't know how to help some of these people as much as we could if we had some basic information, or the last time an officer dealt with this person, how they were able to resolve that issue. So in this case, that's why I take just a one paragraph report that says, hey, we got these calls because citizens saw him. You know, we learned that he was fine, but he does suffer from a medical condition. That way, nobody's thinking he's just a drunk or on drugs or anything like that. And we can access all that stuff right here in our system very easily. It makes it very helpful in the long run. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. Hopefully, we don't run into these cases, but if we do, he'll be able to get the help he needs easily from any officer that deals with him. And we move on to the next one. All right, guys, the call I just got is called a person down. We get these a lot. Of course, nowadays with everybody having cell phones and being on them all the time, you get tons and tons and tons of citizens as they're driving around. They see something they think looks suspicious. They see somebody on the ground. They call us, and then we respond. It's got pros and cons, in my opinion. Obviously, it's good that people have a watchful eye. However, on the flip side, we get a lot of calls where people are doing 40 miles an hour down the road. They see a snapshot of something, form in their mind that it's bad or suspicious or whatnot, call us. We go there and it's nothing of the sort, not even anything close to that. So you got to take the good with the bad when it comes to those sorts of calls. So that's what I'm headed to right now. The note said that it was a gentleman on the ground next to a wheelchair at the bus stop. And the shopping center that this is in front of is one of our typical hangouts for a couple transients that we play a cat and mouse game with. So it will most likely be one of them, but we'll find out here shortly. My favorite people, the firefighters, are already here. What's up, guys? Okay, so no big surprises. All right, you guys all set? Need anything? All right, I'll probably be in my truck for a minute if you need anything.
Yeah, if we need you to tase him, we'll just call you over.
Yeah, I think he's already beyond that point. So, is he going to be a transport?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Even better, make the firemen do all the heavy lifting. I love it.
Your boy's rappelling down the side of this water tower. Ah, this is why I'm not a firefighter.
So right as I was doing that, one of the guys ended up walking by as I was filming, and he came over and talked to me for a little bit. And so what I guess this is, it's a technical, hold on, you got the truck right over here. Technical rescue team. And so what he was telling me is that this is a school that they put on like maybe every 1 to 2 years, and all people from different agencies and things like that come out and they climb this water tower. So I guess there's stairs that go up, and they work their way up to like the different landings and get all the way to the top, like up on top of that thing, and then they all rappel down. In fact, there's another guy coming down right now. Let me get in there. Oh yeah, that, I want no part of that. Stay in my car where it's safe. All right, everyone, it is just about time for me to go home, wrapping up the end of my shift. I want to thank you guys very much for watching and hanging out with me today. The title of this video, as you saw, is Why I Love Firefighters. I know nothing super exciting went on, but what you saw today is, I want to say, almost an everyday occurrence, if not every other day. We work with the firefighters and paramedics a lot. As I'm sure you all know, and especially if you follow Mike the Cop, we love to give them a hard time. It's like a brother-sister relationship. Of course, they show up on the calls, and I apologize that I had to interrupt their game of checkers and always making fun of each other. But, you know, at the end of the day, we work well together. We love each other. We got each other's backs and everything. I definitely, ever comes a day that I need their help, I want them on my side. The reality of it at the end of the day is, what a lot of people might not realize is, there are a lot of things that they do that we don't want to do, and vice versa. And that'll be one of the jokes. They'll say, hey, you guys are running towards the gunshots and we're running the other direction. Well, a lot of people don't talk about, you know, if there's a building on fire, they're running towards that building and I'm running the other way. For any of you who have not been around a large scale fire, I actually have been. I want to say when I had about 2 years on here, there was a fully engulfed house. I got up to about the sidewalk out at the end of the front yard, and it was insane. I wanted no part of that. I mean, it was just crazy. Meanwhile, these guys are suited up to the nines, tons of gear, more than we wear, and they're running into that house, running up to it with hoses. So, I mean, it's crazy. So we all have our roles in the public service industry, and I really appreciate them for what they do, because like I said, they deal with a lot of things that a lot of officers don't want to deal with. We have a good working relationship with them. I wanted to throw them a little bit of love today and let them know that I do respect them and enjoy working with them. And in videos to come, I'm sure I will have more with them. I have a few of them that I'm friends with, and maybe one of the days I'll actually go in, get a tour of the firehouse, give you a little inside look on that for those of you who might be interested. Leave it in the comments below if you'd like to see something like that, and I'll get a hold of one of them and we'll work it out. As always, if you are new here, if you just found this video today and you are interested in the law enforcement profession, what we do, consider subscribing to the channel. We do videos like this, going on ride-alongs, as well as answering questions and talking about the basic process of law enforcement and some of the things we do on a day-to-day basis. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I try to get back to as many people as I can, and if you have a video idea specifically, if it's a big enough topic, then I'll make an entire video on it and put it here on the channel. If you guys enjoyed this at all, throw it a thumbs up. Let me know that you're enjoying what I'm putting out there so I can keep it up. If you want to see something different, again, leave it in the comments below. So until I see you guys in the next video, take care of yourselves and stay safe out there.